Oui. Hello, hello.
Hi, welcome to Systemic Conversations. I'm Carole and this is Oriane.
Yeah, I'm Oriane, and in today's episode, we will dive into the complexities of couple relationships, whether heterosexual or homosexual, because the principles we discussed apply to all partnerships.
So, we'll explore today the importance of equality between partners, the hidden truth about balance in relationships, and how systemic work can reveal unconscious patterns that shape our love lives.
And we will also share surprising insights from Family Constellations, particularly how giving and receiving influence the strength of a couple, and how our connection to our partner's family can shape our relationship in unexpected ways.
Yeah, so many people believe that equality is essential in a couple. And it's true. When one partner dominates, the other can become infantilized, losing autonomy and self worth.
Exactly. If one person takes control, making all the decision, sorry, and assuming all responsibility, it creates an unhealthy dynamic. And the other partner may feel dependent, childish, which slowly erodes the foundation of the relationship.
Yes, so however, Bert Hellinger, who is the founder of Family Constellation, has a different perspective and he introduces a paradox. While equality is important, it is actually a slight imbalance that keeps a relationship alive.
Yeah. Here is something that surprised me when I first encountered constellations. While we often think a perfect 50-50 balance is ideal, Hellinger observed that relationships thrive when partners continuously exchange more than they receive, like just slightly.
Yes, so it's an ongoing movement that fuels connection. If both partners give exactly the same and remain completely independent, they may no longer feel the need for each other. So the relationship becomes stagnant.
You know what? Love isn't static. It's like a dance. When one partner gives, the other naturally feels compelled to give back, ideally adding just a little more, and that keeps the bond alive.
But when one partner stops giving or gives too much without receiving in return, resentment builds. This is why balance in relationships is not about perfect equality, but about continuous, slightly uneven exchanges that sustain connection.
Yeah, and I would like to add an example to help people to understand. It happens in a couple that at some time one needs to go back to school or to the university, and the other has to continue to work to pay all the bills. And it's a kind of sacrifice sometimes for the partner who is still working and assuming all the responsibility while the other is going back to school. But at some point, long time later, what could happen? The one who was working at supporting his or her partner can take some holidays, or not really a holidays, but to step back from the job and to reconsider his profession and his purpose, while the other can bring all the means to sustain the family.
Mm. It's a great example. Thank you, Oriane.
Mm. So, one of the most thought provoking insights I discovered in Family Constellation, and this was really a strong thing for me, is the idea that in a couple, each partner must give up part of themselves, not lose it, but consciously offer it to create a true bond. And what I mean about that is, as a true feminist, I was thinking that I will not never give up my masculine side. Why? And when I was discovering family constellation, I was quite surprised with what Bertelinger was suggesting and observing also, because he did so many thousands and thousands of constellation all around the world with different cultures and religions.
So this challenges the belief that we must be entirely self-sufficient before entering a relationship, is it not? So if we are fully sufficient, why would we need a partner?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? With the self-development, we learn that we need to create the inner couple, and it's what I did in my life. I was a fully masculine woman and a feminine woman. So I didn't need a man in my life. And then I was surprised that no man was able to stand by my side. And I was changing and changing because I didn't need really a masculine man. So it's the idea a man who offers his femininity to his partner does not lose his ability to be receptive, vulnerable, or emotionally open. He still carries these qualities within himself, but in the relationship, he allows the woman to embody them more.
Okay, and the same goes for a woman, actually. When she gives her masculine energy to her partner, so she is like an offer, she doesn't lose her ability to be strong, assertive, and goal oriented in life. She simply shifts the dynamic within the relationship to avoid competition.
Yeah, that's the key. If a woman remains too much in her masculine energy within the couple, she will enter into competition with her partner. Instead of complementing each other, they start battling for control. And the same happens when a man stays in his feminine energy within the couple. This can create confusion and weaken the natural polarity that fuels attraction.
Mm.
Polarities.
Yeah, and this is true as well for same-sex couples as well. Even when both partners are of the same gender, one will naturally embody more masculine energy and the other more feminine. It's like a puzzle. If both pieces are identical, they don't fit together.
And here, what's fascinating, over time, this exchange shifts. After years of living together, the man often becomes more in touch with his feminine energy, softening and embracing a different kind of receptivity. Meanwhile, the woman naturally integrates more of her masculine energy, becoming more anchored in strength and independence. A new balance emerges, one that allows for evolution and growth in the relationship.
So many couples don't realize this. When we resist this dynamic and try to remain entirely in our original polarity, we risk creating rigidity rather than fluidity. A relationship thrives when each partner is willing to offer part of themselves, knowing that they are not losing it, but instead strengthening the dance between two complementary energies.
And this is also part of the balance of giving and receiving. Now, let's talk about a dynamic that many people underestimate, how our connection to our partner's family affects our relationship.
Yes, indeed. Respect to our partner's origins is essential. We don't have to be close to their parents or love them, but we should never criticize them.
And I have an example about that. My father used to criticize the family of my mother, and it had an impact on myself. I was ashamed about my mother for many, many years because I didn't want to be like this family. because he was rejecting, and I was more loyal to my father. But finally, in my life, I discovered that all my choices were much more in tune with the mother's family, because deep inside me, I was really loyal to the mother's family. So it's really fascinating how important is to respect the family of our partners. So when one partner rejects the family of the other, in other words, it indirectly rejects a part of the identity of his beloved one. And people don't know that over time, this slowly destroys the love, and for his partner also their self-esteem.
And as you said, you mentioned earlier, when children are involved, the impact is even stronger. Criticizing a partner's family creates a divide in the child's sense of belonging. They may feel torn in their loyalties, as you said, or paradoxically become even more attached to the family that is being rejected.
Hmm. And the key here is acknowledgement. We don't have to agree with everything in our partner's family, but just honoring them strengthens the couple.
So, thank you for that. Another common systemic issue arises when someone enters a new relationship without acknowledging their previous partner, especially when children are involved.
If the previous relationship was significant, and even if it wasn't significant, but it exists, trying to erase it can create hidden loyalties. Again, the children may unconsciously reject the new partner, or the new partner may feel unseen and unappreciated, and it creates confusion again and chaos.
Mm. So, family constellations show that when we respect what came before, love flows more freely. Ignoring or dismissing a past relationship only creates resistance.
Mm.
So let's have some final thought how to strengthen your relationships. I'm sure you're interested in that if you're in a relationship at the moment or want to create a new relationship. So first, recognize the natural flow of giving and receiving. If you're always giving, allow yourself to pause and receive. If you
Mm.
tend to receive more, make a conscious effort to give back a little extra.
Mm.
Acknowledge what was excluded in the family system. If conflicts feel bigger than the relationship itself, look at what might be unresolved from the past. So that would be something you can do in family constellation work. Ask yourself, am I carrying something that isn't mine? Another thing is to respect what came before. So, as we said, a previous relationship. And family constellation often show that acknowledging past partners allows love to flow more freely in the present. So that's the third thing. The fourth point, when there's hurt, give back in a different way. So if one partner has hurt the other, the natural instinct is to pay it back with pain. Instead, the healing movement is to return the balance through love by offering something meaningful that repairs the relationship. And Oriane, do you have another suggestion to strengthen our relationships?
Yeah, we can talk about systemic awareness. What does it mean? It's a way to look at any situation, any group of people, and the family is a group of people, even a couple, it's a group of two people. And looking with this systemic awareness is like to step back and uh, be like an eagle, look at the whole picture instead of just being in touch with some parts of the system. And when you are able to do that, you step back from judgment, and you are able to break patterns.
So and then you mean like you look at their history, their ancestors, the whole system, yeah, the parents,
Yeah,
grandparents, their history, yes.
exactly. You look at the big picture.
Okay.
So love is an ongoing exchange. a dance of giving and receiving. And when we become conscious of the hidden forces at play with this systemic awareness, we can create relationships that are more fulfilling, balanced, and important, lasting.
Yeah, precious. So thank you for joining us on Systemic Conversations today. And if you've liked this episode and it resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on how these dynamics show up in your own lives.
Yeah, and please, if it makes sense for you, probably it will make sense for your friends. So please share this episode and just like uh, this episode also and become a fan and keep in touch. Our next episode will be on shame, how it gets passed down in families and how we can free ourselves from it because it's a plague. We can say shame, it's really a big problem. Subscribe now so you don't miss it.
And just to confirm that our next episode is live on the 1st of April at 7:30 UK time. See you then.
See you. Take care.